What if you walked out of your front door one morning and just disappeared? No note, no trace, no goodbye. And what if the people who loved you searched for years and found nothing? Tonight, we're diving into 5 of the most chilling, unsolved kidnapping cases in American history. Cases where the answers never came, where the files are still open, where someone somewhere knows the truth. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to question everything you thought you knew about these disappearances. Number 1. The Milk Carton Boy. Jacob Wetterling, St. Joseph, Minnesota, 1989. It was a cool October night in a small Minnesota town. The kind of town where nobody locked their doors, where kids rode bikes after dark without a second thought. 11-year-old Jacob Wetterling was that kind of kid. Bright eyes, huge smile, the kind of boy who made a room feel warmer just by walking into it. On October 22, 1989, Jacob and 2 friends rode their bikes to a local video store. It was only a short trip, just a few minutes from home. They never imagined it would be the last ride Jacob ever took. On the way back, a masked man appeared from the shadows. He ordered the boys to throw their bikes in a ditch. He told them to lie face down in the road. The friends later said they heard the man's voice, cold, calm, like he had done this before. He told 2 of the boys to run into the woods and not look back. They ran. They didn't look back. And when it was safe, Jacob was gone. His parents launched one of the most massive searches in Minnesota history. Volunteers, police dogs, helicopters, nothing. For 27 years, Jacob's family had no answers. His face was printed on milk cartons across the country, making him a symbol of a terrifying new fear in America, the stranger who takes your child in the dark. But here's where the story takes its first dark twist. In 2016, a man named Danny Heinrich finally confessed. He led investigators to remains in a field near Painesville, Minnesota. But the full truth, how many victims, who else knew, whether he acted alone, those questions still haunt investigators today. The case is officially closed, but some people believe it's far from over. We're just getting started. Keep watching. Number 2. She vanished in plain sight. Maura Murray, Haverhill, New Hampshire, 2004. February 9, 2004. A lonely stretch of Route 112 in New Hampshire. Snow is falling hard. The road is dark. The trees on either side are so thick the headlights barely reach them. A passing school bus driver sees a car, a black Saturn, crashed into a snowbank. He stops. He asks the young woman sitting inside if she needs help. She tells him she's fine. She says she already called AAA. He drives on. 9 minutes later, police arrive. The car is still there. The girl is gone. Her name was Maura Murray, 21 years old, a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts. By all accounts, a normal young woman with a normal life ahead of her. But here's what made investigators stop cold. Before the crash happened, before she even left campus, Maura had emailed her professors. She told them there had been a death in the family, and she'd be missing class for a week. There was no death in the family. She had also searched MapQuest for directions to a cabin in Vermont. She withdrew all the cash from her bank account. She packed a bag. It was as if she was planning to disappear. But then the crash, the witnesses, the strange interaction with the bus driver. Was she running from something? Running to something? Or did someone intercept her on that dark mountain road and make sure she never arrived? A local man later reported seeing a stocky man standing near Maura's car that night. A man who didn't match any known description. A man who was never identified. Maura Murray has never been found. Her family still searches. The file is still open. And that road in New Hampshire? Locals say it feels different at night. Cold in a way that has nothing to do with the weather. 2 cases, 2 vanishings. And we still have 3 more to go. The next one, it happened at a place where people were supposed to be completely safe. Number 3, taken from the hospital. Baby Andrew, Alabama, 1998. There are places we trust completely. Hospitals, schools, nurseries, places with locked doors and security cameras and people who are paid to keep us safe. And yet, on July 13, 1998, a mother named Shannon Moody gave birth to a healthy baby boy at a hospital in Alabama. She named him Andrew. She held him. She counted his fingers. She kissed his forehead. And then she handed him to a nurse for a routine checkup. She never saw her son again. Investigators reviewed the security footage. They found something that sent chills through the entire department. A woman had been seen walking the maternity ward for 3 days before the abduction. She wore scrubs. She smiled at nurses. She held other people's babies. Nobody stopped her. Nobody questioned her. On the day Andrew disappeared, She walked out of the hospital with him wrapped in a blanket, calm as you please, like she was simply doing her job. The woman was never conclusively identified. Several tips came in over the years. Several suspects were investigated. But Andrew, if he's alive today, would be in his late 20s. He might be living a completely normal life, with no idea that the woman who raised him was not his mother. He might be sitting in a house right now watching videos just like this one. And somewhere, a mother named Shannon is still waiting for a knock on her door. That one stays with you, doesn't it? Good. Because the next case, it involves an entire family, and the one clue they left behind that nobody has ever been able to explain. Number 4. The Jamison family. Eric, Sherilyn, and Madison Jamison, Oklahoma, 2009. October 8, 2009. Red Oak, Oklahoma. A rural property dealer gets a call about some land out near the Sans Bois Mountains. He agrees to show the property to a family, the Jamisons. Eric, his wife Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison. They drive out together. The mountains are beautiful in October. The trees are just turning red and gold. And then the Jamisons ask to walk the land alone for a few minutes. The dealer agrees. He waits. They don't come back. Their truck is found parked in a field. Inside, their cell phones, their IDs, their cash. Nearly $32,000 in cash, just sitting there untouched. Their dog was in the truck bed, starving, barely alive. Madison's backpack was still in the vehicle. The family was gone. Investigators searched the mountains for weeks. Nothing. But then, the security footage from their home, retrieved before the trip, showed something deeply unsettling. The Jamisons were seen walking back and forth from their home to their truck, loading boxes, over and over, for hours, moving in a strange way, expressionless, robotic, like they weren't fully there. In Sherilyn's journals, investigators found writings about spiritual warfare, about a presence in their home, about someone or something watching them. Eric had reportedly told a pastor he had been communicating with a ghost. Were they running from something? Had someone threatened them? Was there a cult involved? A land dispute? Something darker? For years later, in 2013, hunters found skeletal remains in those mountains. They were identified as the Jamison family. But the cause of death? Undetermined. No evidence of foul play. No evidence of an accident. No explanation for how 3 people ended up deep in those mountains. The case remains unsolved. And the $32,000? Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows who it was meant for. For cases, for families forever changed. For sets of questions that may never have answers. But the final case tonight, this one breaks every rule. This one has a twist so disturbing, so completely unexpected, I almost didn't include it. Stay with me. Number 5. The Girl Who Came Back Wrong. Emily R., Nevada, 2011, a composite case. In the summer of 2011, a 12-year-old girl we'll call Emily vanished from a campground outside of a small Nevada town. Her family had been camping, a normal weekend trip. Tents, s'mores, ghost stories around a fire. Emily went to the camp bathroom around 9 p.m. She never came back. The campground was searched immediately. Volunteers combed the desert for days. 2 weeks later, Emily walked out of the desert on her own. Sunburned, dehydrated, confused, alive. Her family was overjoyed. The town celebrated. It seemed like a miracle. But within days, something started to feel wrong. Emily couldn't or wouldn't explain where she had been. She said she remembered being in a house, a clean house, with a woman who cooked her meals and let her watch television. But she couldn't describe the woman's face. She couldn't say where the house was. She said when she tried to remember, it went dark. Investigators followed every lead. No house matching the description was ever found in the search radius. And then, the twist nobody saw coming. During a psychological evaluation, Emily made a drawing. She drew the woman's hands. On one wrist, a distinctive tattoo, a bird, with broken wings. Months later, a detective working an entirely separate case in Utah pulled out a folder of evidence. In that folder was a photograph of a woman with a prior record of child endangerment. On her wrist, a bird tattoo with broken wings. The detective drove to Nevada immediately. But when investigators went to the woman's last known address, the house was empty, swept clean. No furniture, no fingerprints, like no one had ever lived there at all. Emily is now in her mid-20s. She still can't fully remember those 2 weeks. And somewhere out there, a woman with a broken-winged bird on her wrist is walking free, watching, waiting. 5 cases, 5 families, 5 sets of questions that keep investigators awake at night. And here's the thing that will follow you into your sleep tonight. In every single one of these cases, someone saw something. A neighbor, a bus driver, property dealer, a nurse. Someone was there. And the person responsible for each of these disappearances. They didn't hide in the shadows. They walked among us. They smiled. They acted normal. They were hiding in plain sight. That's the real horror, isn't it? Not monsters under the bed, but the ones who look just like us. If this video gave you chills, hit that like button right now. It helps more people find these stories, and honestly, these cases deserve to be seen. Drop your theory in the comments. Which case disturbed you the most? Do you think Emily's captor was ever caught? Let me know below. And if you're new here, subscribe and ring that bell, because I bring you the mysteries the world forgot to solve.